Okay, just got them tied up. I think I'm just gonna brush them and fly spray them. Yesterday they came in and had flies all over them, and the mosquitoes are pretty bad. I think I see one. No, but the mosquitoes. We had another hatch recently, so hi Spartacus. Anyways, let's get them brushed up and see what they look like. All right, brushed and fly sprayed. I didn't do their manes and tails because I'm kind of being lazy. You can still see there's some mud left. I kind of did it in a hurry, but it'll make them a lot easier tomorrow when I brush them. But look at, oh, he still got some there and his mane. So we'll do everybody's manes and tails tomorrow. What do you think? All right, now that we got them, since we still got them tied up, let's go clean stalls, and then we'll feed, and then we'll put them away. It's kind of nice to feed when the stalls are empty, but let's clean stalls. This is what they look like before. We'll do it before, and we'll do it after. Okay, so my three, well, those ones, well, someone's been in that other one, but they're pretty clean. I don't have any water or anything in there because I'm only using these last three right now, because I want those to be open in case Faith or Kaylin come home, or if I have someone that needs to lay over on their way to a rodeo or something. But so I put grain in that little guy and hay in here. In this one, we'll put grain in the grain bucket, and that little hay feeder will get hay. And then over there, it's the same as this one, which is basically a tub for hay and then a bucket for grain. But I'm not gonna give them grain. I'll put their cubes in the bucket and their hay in there. I'm not gonna give them grain tonight. They didn't really do enough. And trying to get a little weight off of Mrs. Hot Sauce. So anyway, oh, I do have a helper. Spartacus, how you doing? Come say hi to the YouTube world. He's like, yeah, you've been up in your house with a bad tooth and you don't come see me. I'm very mad at you. This is Lovinus cat. He does not like it when I miss out on my kitty scrubbing. Huh. He's the best barn cat. We moved in here in 2013 and he was here when we got here. So I don't know how old he is, but I'm thinking he's pretty old. So I always say that the barn is Spartacus's barn. He just lets me keep my feed there. Oh, there he is. One stall clean. And my stall inspector says I can move on to the next stall. So some people might wonder why I clean stalls every day instead of like once a week or something. And I used to do it like that, but it's a lot easier when you're just picking up a day's worth of manure, and it keeps the flies way better. I mean, my manure pile's right there, but the flies like to live where the manure is, so they'll live in the manure pile more than they'll live here. So even though the manure pile is really close to the stalls, this really keeps the flies way better than when I did it once a week. Anyways, so that's my main reason. It's just a lot easier. And when I don't, you know, I was having trouble with the tooth, so I couldn't last week. So they lived out on the pasture all last week. So if I can't get to them every day, I try and leave them out so that it doesn't get so overwhelming, you know, because it's hard to you know, do 3 weeks worth of stalls by yourself, you know. So anyways, that's my reasoning why I try and do it every day. And I think the horses like it that way. That's just me. There's a few, I don't know, Diesel's kind of a pig. He might rather just roll in it and stuff, but I think my Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Blue Mickey, kind of like a clean stall. All right, let's see. I think we got everything done. I was going to talk to you a little bit about my last week. Looks a little better. I'm not the cleanest stall cleaner, the best, but I just try and clean it up once a day, and then keeps the flies down. And my Colorado snow leopard is approving. And I also have, oh, she's taking off, my little corgi. She's not as camera friendly as Spartacus is. Spartacus is like, pat me, YouTube people. I just wanted to talk a little bit about, the pain. I'm telling you, the pain I went through last week, I rodeoed for 20 years, and I had a lot of, soreness, pain, broken bones, things like that. And that hurts, and some of that lasted, I've got a fusion in my neck. I broke my neck in 2011, and they put me back together. And actually what happened there was I broke T2 in a compression fracture. My head hit a post, and anyways, in the MRI, they found a bone spur going through the spinal cord, so they went in and fixed that. Well, I got 4 levels fused in the back, 3 in the front. Anyways, that was painful, and but you could kind of find a spot where if you were still, it didn't hurt, The pain with the tooth there was no getting away from it. There was no subsiding, anything like that. And I was taking, ibuprofen actually did better to me than the Norco, the hydrocodone. Hydrocodone helped, but basically my Advil was where I'd take 800 milligrams, and about 3 hours in, I would want more, and that's too much, to be. So the opioid kind of helped me bridge that gap a little bit. So I appreciate that, but I can't imagine living on those, on opioids. So if you have to, I'm sorry. And or if you're like, I hurt my neck. I pulled a muscle in back here a couple years ago, and my buddy Denzel, you guys know, he would take his days off and come over and clean stalls for me because I was out for about 60 days back then. And anyways, so for those of you that serve us pain people, thank you. And for those of you that are in pain, I'm gonna be praying for you, and know that we're gonna get through this. And I'm still on my antibiotics. There's still a little bit of swelling over here, but the pain is gone. Like, I don't even need any. I'm taking 2 Advil morning and night just to keep just for inflammation. But it just feels so good to not be in pain. And so anyways, I guess I'm just trying to reach out to those of you that are dealing with chronic pain, and just know I believe that there's something better for us on the other side, and pain is part of life. Someone once told me that pain was weakness leaving the body. Unless you rode bucking horses, then it's probably arthritis. What do you guys think of that? Anyways, let's get some feed in these guys. I'll show you what I feed them. Hey, Dara Brothers alfalfa cubes. I give them about a bucket when I'm splitting it with hay. If I'm just giving them cubes, they get a full bucket. I'll show you how I do these guys, because I can get 2 from 1 pen. This will probably be diesel. So there's dinner, and then I can do the same from right here. Sorry, this probably isn't helpful. Could you see that? Okay. Sorry, using 2 hands. Anyways, I get 2. I can do from the same, I can do 2 horses from 1 pen, I guess. Does that make sense? I don't know. And then this is fried blue Mickey. But if they want to go into different stalls, they can. So, all right. So there is the alfalfa cubes. I get those for $14.99 a bag in town here in Big R. But if I go down to La Junta, which is like 2.5 hours away, I can get them for $11.99 a bag. So, what I'll do before winter is I'll drive down there and get a pallet or two, probably 2 pallets, so that I'll have enough for the winter. And why would I feed cubes instead of hay? And another thing you might ask is, why do I feed cubes and hay? Well, it's a couple reasons. It's fit my program the best so far. So like, sorry you guys, grass hay is great, and sometimes, and it would be fine for everything I do. But sometimes when you're really working them hard, that alfalfa can just give them the extra bump that they need to get over that hill and to recover better too, you know. So that's where that goes, to recover better. But the other thing is if I'm a week in between my last bale of hay and my next shipment, I'm okay, because I can just feed cubes. Same way. If it's going to be a week before I get more cubes, I can just feed hay. So it kind of covers me from getting in trouble with shipments and stuff like that, you know. But also, you guys know that I like to camp, and when you're camping, you have to have certified weed-free feed. And weed-free hay is very expensive, and it doesn't travel real great. It travels whatever, but a bag of cubes travels really well, and it's weed-free. So, and it's certified weed-free. So when I'm on the trail, I pack alfalfa cubes, and then I can pack them into camp, and they get both there, because they get whatever they're grazing on, what kind of grass we have. And so anyways, that's why I do that. I'm sorry. But some people might wonder why you would want to feed one or the other, or both, like I do. And that's kind of why I do that. When my daughter was rodeoing, it sure made, we did both, but it was a lot nicer not having to pack or load 8 bales of hay to every rodeo. We could get away with 2 bales of hay and 2, you know, bags of cubes, and it was much easier, and it's more convenient. And anyways, I like the way and the horses like them. Some people soak them. I don't. If I don't know whether a horse likes it that way, some horses won't eat them unless they're soaked. My horses won't eat them if they're soaked. So that's why we arrived there. But if I don't know the horse, I soak them first, and then if they won't eat it, then I'll give them to them dry. But soaking them is good, because they can get some water that way on the road. Some horses don't drink on the road. You give them soaked alfalfa cubes. If they eat them, they get a little moisture. So maybe it'll encourage them to drink. All right, let's put horses up. First one is Miss Hot Sauce. She was just pawing, and she was like, all right, old man, I see you out there putting food in my stall. Let's get to it. I'll try and video me turning her loose. There you go. Go eat. Goes to the cubes first. They mostly always do. Now we'll get Blue Mickey. I learned a new, sorry Mickey. I learned a new knot. And it's a bowline, but they call it the Stockton bowline. I really like it. It doesn't I had it really tight, so the slip knot didn't slip out really well, but they can pull back on it and you can still back it off and loosen it, because a lot of times with a single plat knot we won't get it untied. They'll make it so tight when they set back. All right, who's this, everybody? What's in her mouth? I said they usually go to the cubes first. What did she go to first? The Mickey likes the hay. Faith. Hot sauce is pushed through her hay too, huh? All right, folks. Everybody's put to bed. Chores are done. Time to go in, watch football, I guess. I don't even know who's playing, but my team lost yesterday, but the Chiefs lost, so I'm happy about that. Anyways, for all you Chiefs fans, I'm sorry, but we want the Chiefs to lose.